What's up, everybody? Heading out to Billings, Montana for my pickup. It's 4:12 in the afternoon. Gonna get dark here in about 45 minutes, totally dark. And then I got, I don't know, 500 and something miles, 550 or something like that, of driving pretty much all night long to pick up. Grabbing it. I think they gave me up until noontime or something like that for pickup, but I believe I'll be there grabbing it first thing in the morning. I'm not gonna wait till no noon or any of that kind of stuff. Good tires are on, so I'm ready for that weather, whatever may come. As you can see, snow clouds are over there heading towards the mountains, and that's where the snow is at. That's where we're going. So it picks up. I'm driving from Spokane to Billings to Tequila and back home, and all those miles are paid because we didn't have anybody else, in the area that could take care of this and do this. So, and there's no other options. They, sometimes they don't have any other options but to just, pay. But when there's closer units, obviously, nobody pays these insane amount of miles, deadhead miles, especially not in today's current market. That's for sure. And if broker would have their own vehicles over there, they wouldn't be even, offering this load to us. So that's just kind of how it is. Let's go get that stuff, get it done. Not sure how much more filming there will be tonight because, what are you going to film in the dark? Not a whole heck of a lot, so. Just as expected, 550 miles. Now on the GPS, it's already 544. ETA is 139, but for that, I think someone is going to get pulled over here in a second. This is our spot where the speed limit used to be 70. Now it's 60. So what in the world is happening here? Anyways, I still gotta fill up, and then I'm gonna grab some Panda for dinner. Grab some meat from Panda. So I'm not sure exactly what my ETA is gonna be. Probably closer to because if that shows that, we'll see what the weather is like up there. And then the thing is, the speed limit in Montana is 80 miles an hour. 80 degrees, I was about to say. 80 miles an hour. This van only does 82 governed. So there is really not much gaining of time. The other thing is I'm going to be going through quite a bit of mountain passes to get all the way to Billings, and I don't know how the weather is going to be like in mountain passes. I already know that Lookout Pass, it doesn't have any snow on the ground, but it might be slick, just because if they don't treat the road, then sometimes it could get frosty and have kind of black ice effect over there. So we'll see how it goes. I'm not complaining. I'm just telling you guys that I'm prepared. And it is winter time. There are some guys and some people who are, kind of seems like they're scared of the snow. I kind of get it, but I don't get why you're doing this job and try to do this job, and you're scared of snow. Then this job is not for you, obviously. You just kind of, you got to be ready for all weather. Wherever the money goes.
Take exit 281 toward US 2 East, US 395 North.
Wherever the money goes, that's where you got to go. Where's it going now? I'm not going that way. What is this thing doing? That's weird. Interesting. I think there's an accident ahead. There was some stuff that was showing that there's an accident 9 miles ahead or something like that. So I don't know. I might go around that. We'll see. We'll see if I can go through town or something like that and go around the whole thing. Hopefully. Yeah, I think I gotta hit the they're stopping. Everybody's stopping right there, so I'm just gonna go take it this way and just go right along the freeway the whole way until there's no more traffic. Probably somewhere up on Sprague exit or Broadway, somewhere around there. If you guys are familiar, you'll know. Made it safe and sound to my pickup location, the hospital. 29 degrees outside, was showing 28, 29. Got my heater going in the back and gonna sleep right on site. I don't like sleeping really anywhere else but on site, just in case. That way, you know, God forbid you oversleep or something, or, you know, really anything, or something's wrong with your vehicle, at least you're on site and at least you can get loaded and grab stuff. You know what I mean? Otherwise, if you can't, then you're gonna run into problems. But anyways, long story short, heater's on, blows straight under my bed that is under there. And if you guys haven't seen it, a lot of you have, and a lot of you know, so you can skip this part. But a lot of you guys know exactly what it looks like. And I recommend putting the heater under your bed too, just because if you are sleeping, you know, somewhere, if you're going to be somewhere like in the negatives, like minus 24. I've been in minus 24 before, and you want, trust me, you want that heater blowing under your bed. That way, you know, your back is laying on a warm mattress, not on, you know, not that way you're not laying around on a blow up air mattress or something like that in that kind of weather. It does not, you know, trust me, it's not good. But I'll show you guys my bed setup one more time. Well, here's the setup, guys. You have already seen it. If you haven't, take notes. Build yourself a bed. Insulate your van. Build yourself a bed. Install a diesel heater, webasto diesel heater, that does not put out any fumes or is not dangerous for you or anything like that. It's what semi-truck drivers use. So get yourself a heater off of Amazon, $120, $150, and you're going to be in perfect shape. I have, it's kind of hard to see, right? So blackout curtains in the front, so I can close myself off. It doesn't matter where I park, in the light, in the under, whatever, it doesn't even matter. Shower curtain rod holder up here, and the curtains hang on this, so I'll block myself off when I'm going to sleep here in a minute. I got this is the heater itself. You can set it up to whatever you want it to. The power of the heat, how much heat it puts out. 1.7 is the lowest, and it goes up to like a 5.0, but I don't need that much. I think 2.1, 2.2 is going to be plenty good enough for me. And then I got my bed, which folds up if I need to, or comes down and stays down. I usually, a lot of the times I have it down, but sometimes the freight, you know, is a lot, so you put it up. Or if you want to, you know, hide your mess or whatever, you have things on here, then you just fold it up and strap it up against the wall. Here's like one of my straps that I have. It just straps up against the wall and is good. I close this set of curtains, and then I close myself when it's cold. I close myself back here too. That way I'm closed off from the front, and I'm closed off from the back too. If it's too hot, if it's warm, and then I don't bother about closing, but when it gets, you know, into these colder winter temperatures, then yeah. So I've got to redo this a little bit, but here's the curtains will close off everything from the back area, keeps the heat in. Got a little hook over here, and then, you know, they're just hanging on a, what do you want to call it, a wire. But you can put a shower curtain in here too, or shower rod holder or whatever as well over here. And then since I got carpeted walls, a piece of Velcro holds like this side to this side, so technically on the other side, what you're going to see is it being like this. It's closed off, the curtains are on the ground, so the heat doesn't escape anywhere. So I'm, keeping my heat in. This is the barrier, and this is the barrier. And the heater itself is under the bed. I don't know if what can I show you? Probably have to take these curtains down. But it is under the bed and on the left side, and I don't think you can see anything. Anyways, it blows right there under. Like I said, it's not a gas one. It's not a gas buddy heater or anything like that. It's a self-contained unit. It pulls fuel straight from the tank. My van's a diesel van, so it's a diesel air heater. And mostly they are. It's hard to find a gas one. And just blows clean, warm air. And you're very comfortable sleeping in your own vehicle, saving yourself money and not spending it on hotels and motels, because there are some people that joined up and it seems like every night they're sleeping in a hotel motel, but then when it comes time to hit the road, we've had instances where they say, well, I gotta wait to get paid because I don't have enough money to keep going, so we gotta wait till it's payday. And well, you have enough money for a hotel, but you don't have enough money for a van setup that way you can sleep in it. It kind of doesn't make sense that you have money for hotels, but you don't have money for fuel to keep going. It doesn't click in my mind, but hey, everybody has their own way of thinking and their own way of doing things. But every time I sleep here on my own bed, guess what? I save money and I put it back in my pocket. Then I have no problem doing it. I got a comfortable bed, comfortable mattress, a really nice My pillow, which is the My pillow, as you can see. It's called My Pillow. If you guys want to get yourself a pillow like that, then go online, Amazon or wherever. You guys can buy one from online. Basically, it contours. You can, if you want it to be in a ball, it'll be in a ball. If you want it to be like fluffy, if you want it to be less on this side, then you push everything off to one side. It's the most comfortable pillow that I've ever slept on, and so I only sleep on these now. So that's my setup. That's the bed, guys. Don't screw around. Don't get on the road without building the right thing. Even in the summertime, it doesn't matter. You still need to insulate your van. Even if it's summertime, it gets hot, so you don't want that heat in here. I mean, it'll still be here, but it's going to be tolerable. And then roof vent, obviously, for the summertime. And for the winter, common sense. It's super common sense. Insulate it, put a heater in it. That way you're comfortable in your van, so you're not wasting money and sleeping in hotels and motels. If you're super rich and you're sleeping in hotels and motels and it doesn't matter to you, well, great. Maybe, I don't know why you're doing this job then if you're super rich. So, I mean, it just doesn't make any sense to me. But hey, you guys do you. I would never hit the road. I never even hit the road with this van or any other van until I actually insulated it and built a bed and made it road worthy and road comfortable for myself. Never did I go out with a bare van. I don't even feel like sleeping on the floor in an air mattress. It just doesn't make sense to me. But I mean, you can do that, I guess, or you can get a cot and sleep on a cot. But either way, get yourself a heater, insulate your van, be comfortable in it. Because if you're not comfortable in it, all your money goes towards hotel motel. I don't know. I'd rather spend that money on my family, on the kids, save it. That way you have a savings for, never know, breakdowns, repairs, whatever. Because if you already don't have it and you're wasting it on hotels and motels, and a push comes to shove, you break down somewhere, you need a new engine, $7,000, or any other kind of repair work done, and towing and everything else, all adds up, and then you got to wait for it to be repaired, spend more money in a hotel motel, Like we've had guys that spent like almost 3 weeks waiting for their vehicle to be fixed in hotels too, because they obviously couldn't, vehicle was in a shop. So anyway, you got to have yourself a backup plan and have savings. But you're never going to have savings if you just keep wasting it on a hotel and motel. And if you're one of those that, don't even have fuel money because things were slow and you wasted it on the hotel and motel, then I don't know. You got to have your money management system straight first before you guys do this, because you're never going to have. Otherwise, you'll never have savings for the rainy day. And you do want to have that because you never know what tomorrow will bring you. God bless. Take care. Good night. I'm going to sleep. We'll see each other in the morning. It's like 2 a.m. here. Morning time already. Already picked up my stuff. You guys have seen it many times, so today I'm not going to bore you with the details of how I loaded it myself. Obviously, you load it yourself. Some of the drivers that work with us, you guys might know this place. The Billings Hospital. Some people have been here more than once in the last few months. So Billings. Look at the clear sky. I mean, at home I think we got rain today, and then snow coming up for the weekend, supposedly, slush and all that kind of stuff. But look at this. Today is beautiful. Beautiful day out here. Gonna be a beautiful drive home. Use my glasses and all. Haven't used them in a while. I actually, what I told you guys, and after I did that, I forgot to set my alarm yesterday. So today, I wake up at 7:45 without an alarm. My pickup was set to be done at 8 o'clock. And it's my first time in, I've never overslept anywhere before. I've never been late for any pickup like that, as far as like oversleeping or whatever. I've been like held up by the weather before, and that's common and normal in a way. So today I actually overslept, and I'm laying there for a long time, at least an hour, maybe longer, and kind of like dozing in and out slowly. And I'm like, man, when is this pickup? I'm like, what time is it? Why am I already awake? I mean, I went to bed after 2 a.m., closer to 3 already. And I'm just thinking, like, what in the world? Why? Why do I keep waking up, And finally, I'm like, I'm going to go check what time it is, because, maybe I'll just go grab it even earlier than 7. I look at the thing, and it's 7:45 on my phone. And my phone keeps going, bing, 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 bing. All the emails, the camera at home and all that kind of stuff, all those notifications, and they just keep popping, and I'm like, man, what is going on at home too? I'm like, are the framers there doing framing already that it keeps doing that? Because when they're there, one of those cameras, I should probably turn it off for during the day. But anyway, long story short, that's it. I need to get me some more water at a truck stop, maybe, or maybe go into here. Gonna be cheaper here, get a case of water. But I want some coffee before I go, so let's see what they got. Water definitely I need. And then it's 550 miles towards home, and the receiver there closes. I mean, sometimes, supposedly we're not supposed to deliver until after 3 o'clock, but a lot of times they actually stay there past or up until 6 p.m. too, if you can unload it yourself, because not everybody is forklift certified out there. Yeah, look at these guys here, poor souls. Okay, you'll get some water for me, and let's keep going. Let's go home. Gonna stop by home for a couple hours probably, and then keep going to Seattle, because my delivery is scheduled for tomorrow morning, but I haven't looked at what time I could be there. Maybe I can still make it all the way. No, I can't, because then it's 4 hours, and if the weather's bad in the pass. There's always apps, and there's always DOT cameras if you guys are going through passes that are, like dangerous passes or passes that require chains and all that. Know this: if you guys are in a van and it's not all-wheel drive, at Snoqualmie Pass, which is the one that's leading you to Seattle on I-90, you guys do need chains. You can get pulled over, you can get in trouble over there. I've gotten a $500 ticket, probably, I don't know, 5 years ago or so on the blue van. There was still no YouTube for me. So just know that. You guys got to throw some chains in, or at least some snow socks. That way, you know, I recommend chains and maybe snow socks, just depending on what. Sometimes there's situations where in any pass they can change that up, and the officer will just pull everybody, you know, make everybody go through him and just tell them, hey, you do need chains. You got to chain up, or, you know, put the snow socks on. Snoqualmie Pass loves to do that because it's a business. They love to write the tickets to people who don't have them. I was trying to hide through a semi one time and all that and get through, and I got caught, and you can't move anywhere. You can't come down the hill, can't do anything. He just says, okay, you got to stand here until the thing is lifted. You know, the restriction is lifted. And I'm like, well, how am I supposed to get, you know, I got to keep going. What am I got freight on board. I got to keep going. He's like, I don't care, get towed. I'm like, get towed where? Up the hill and over the hill and who knows where? Or down the hill? He's like, yeah. He's like, or you can call somebody to bring you some chains, whatever you got to do, but you cannot move your vehicle. If you move your vehicle, you're getting arrested. That's what he told me. Can you guys believe that? All right, enough storytelling. Let's go and get driving. See, if I would have done this an hour earlier, could have probably been there by 6:30, but they would have been closed. And that's if everything goes well. That's if, you know, I'm not going to encounter anything anywhere along the way. So
Take the next right onto 6th Avenue North.
one of those things. Can't win them all, guys. Can't win them all. It'd be nice to get unloaded today and just drive back home and be done with it, but it's going to have to be tomorrow. Gonna have to be tomorrow. Man, Billings has a lot of people living here. Look at this traffic. It used to not be this way. Every year it seems like it's, you know, more and more and more. And it looks like more and more bums arrive over here too, even though it's a winter state. For some reason, the homeless population keeps growing out here too.
In a quarter mile, merge onto
I'm
Division
amazed.
Street.
I understand like southern states because they're sleeping outside, but man, oh man, you know, high people everywhere. It's amazing. Montana's turning into Washington slowly, it looks like. Look at that. We've got snow getting up to the Lookout Pass, and I've got a light on, a battery light on. Basically what that means, I already know the story. I replaced the alternator about a year and a half ago, almost, somewhere around about a year and a half ago, and it should have came with lifetime warranty bought it at O'Reilly. So once I get phone service, I'm going to call O'Reilly and find out what the procedure is, because I mean, I still have 366 miles to my delivery plus coming home, and my batteries Well, it's slowly going down, but 11.3, 11.2 is what it's holding at. And how do I know this? Because I have an inverter that shows me what my battery percentage is. I'll show you guys. So I'm at like 11.3, 11.2. This could all end really anytime. Like seriously. It could just start going down, 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 and then once it completely stops providing any power, then basically as soon as the battery drains completely 100%, then we're done. That's it. So I do have lights on. I pulled the what do you call it? The fridge is not on. I've got, you know, the GPS on, which I'll turn off, and I'm just gonna cruise and hopefully still make it home. Still got about another 100 and I don't know what I got. Maybe 120 miles until I get home, somewhere around there. Maybe under that. So I don't know if I'll be able to get it done tonight or not. I might have to transfer this into another van, into the backup van. Maybe we'll see. We'll see how it goes. That's story. True story of an owner-operator behind the wheel. Anything can happen at any time. And like I was telling you guys last night, that, you know, you could be driving, if you buy a used van, you could be driving and, you know, things can happen, and you got to have, you know, a backup plan for everything. A backup plan for 13.9, 13.8. Well, it's going up now. But my light's still on over here, so interesting. Now, as I'm giving it a lot more, you know, as it requires a lot more power coming up the hill, then it's going up to like 13.8, 13.9, but this light is still on, so it's still not giving it full power as it needs to recharge. We'll see how it goes the rest of the way, the rest of the trip. Like I said, I might have to transfer it onto the other van and take it in my backup van, get it delivered in the morning like that. So we'll see how it goes. 13.8. I mean, it raised it up a little bit. The snow slush got the tires on. You guys have seen the videos of the tires that I use, so I mean, they do a good job. Yes, you do have to be still, you know, careful, feel the road and all those kind of things, but having the right tires on, it makes a, you know, day and night difference in what we do and in traveling in this kind of weather. We'll see if we can maybe scan this, get rid of this, and see at home, maybe figure out how to. I got like 3 batteries. I got 3 batteries at home. I don't really want to take all 3 of them with me to, you know, come back home if needed, but, you know. And on the other hand, I don't know if I have enough time tonight still to actually. 13.9. I don't know. It started. We're up at 13.9, so I don't know. We'll see how the rest of the trip goes. Still got around 100 miles. We'll figure it out. Love the snow. This is what I was waiting for. This is what I wanted on this trip, is to go out and see the snow. We don't have any at home yet. 13.9, 13.8. I mean, it's good. I mean, if that's what it is, 13.9, 13.8. The battery's good. Battery took a charge. I just don't know. Alternator's probably not. The system itself, you know, I'm sure the computer in here, in the van, knows that it's not putting out a consistent amount of power. Maybe it's like putting it out and not putting it out. Whatever it's doing, it's obviously not enough. That's why the battery light came on. Well, I'm hoping I can make it home, because this thing keeps playing games with me. I just got stopped by AutoZone because my main battery, my regular one, has been running low. But last night I went to bed and woke up in the morning and it was cold and it started just fine. But like right now, it keeps dropping voltage right now, and I don't know if that's just the battery not charging or if it's my alternator playing games and like working intermittently, you know, whenever it feels like it. But I stopped by AutoZone because it was the closest thing right off the freeway. Went in their parking lot. My voltage was at 10 and everything was beeping here inside. And when we were gonna go do the testing, I couldn't start it, so we had to jump it at AutoZone, and I jumped it and it was showing 14.5. So supposedly the guy's like, the alternator's working. I'm like, but there is a chance, isn't there, that it could be working intermittently? Like, it wants to work here and then it doesn't want to work there. And he's like, yeah, it could. And I'm like, well, I just replaced it a year and a half ago, and that's the only reason I thought that it could be the actual battery itself, you know. So what I'm gonna do is come home and replace it. Now it was just at 13.9, now I'm at 11.9. It keeps going down, look at it. So I don't know. Might have to use the other van and to do the final mile delivery if in case it's going to keep doing this. But either way, I do still have to try. So I'm gonna come home, install the other battery, run this thing, clear my codes with my scanner, and see if the alternator is still throwing a code or not, or if whatever's throwing a code, you know what I mean? If it's going to throw a code again, and go from there. Because if I leave and gotta still drive, you know, for 5 hours until I get to my, you know, delivery, either way, if it's draining battery, it's going to drain it even faster with the lights on. So yeah, 11.8 now, so it keeps draining, it keeps going down on the voltage. But I'll come home, put a new battery in, and I'll also test it by removing the ground, and maybe that'll tell me, like, you know, if the van's still going to keep running, then that means that's a good indicator that the alternator is still good. But if I take the ground off and the van shuts off, then that's going to mean that the alternator is bad, not putting out enough volts for the vehicle to run properly. So I guess there's still one more testing to do. We'll see. Might have to have that Ford E250 do my rescue. as much as I don't, you know, use the van and we don't use it for expediting, it's just, you know, might have to be the backup today. Never know. All right, I'll keep you guys updated. So this is a perfect example why you shouldn't listen to people, even if they work at an auto parts store, because even they can have, you know, unreliable information or thoughts. What I'm going to show you, let's see which way I can show you. I got a voltmeter, I got home, so I decided to try this myself. It's supposed to be charging the battery, so if I hold this here and I hold this to my positive, I'm supposed to be getting like a somewhere 14.2, 14.7, 14.5. I'm getting none of that. 9.6, 9.6, same thing as over there. So obviously there's no charge coming into the vehicle. Alternator's bad. Not the bad battery, but and the guy, when I gave it some gas, it showed him more, which, let's see. It's kind of hard to do this with holding one hand and having to do that. Let's see. Kind of gives it a jolt and then it goes back down, and we're back down to 10.3, 10.2. That's it. I'm still going to replace this battery no matter what because I still need to. And I already bought one, so I'm going to swap it out real quick. But one more time, I'm going to swap it, and then I'm going to test it one more time just in case, because this thing has a lot of electronics in here. So if my test, next one when I put the battery in and start the vehicle, if it's not over 14, then that means I do need a new alternator. Let's try it out and see what it needs. 9.64, see that? Where's this at? You guys can even see. 9.5, 9.64. So it's not getting it. In my opinion, it's not getting it. And I always thought that that's what it was. It's a bad alternator. Barely made it home, by the way, too. Okay, I'll go take this off real quick. Take the battery off, and actually we should know really quick, actually, once I pull this off, the negative, the vehicle is going to shut down if the alternator is not working. Usually that's the case. Let's see if that's really the case. Okay, easy way to know that your alternator is not working is if you have any kind of a charging system that shows your voltage, and my, what do you call it, inverter has that. It shows with a new battery installed, 11.9 is all you get. 11.9 with the new battery, so it's not working. I just called O'Reilly. Old one had a lifetime warranty. Will be coming to me, and today we're reloading onto the little beast. So it's gonna save my day today. This guy. All right. Reload time. Just last night I was sleeping in the regular bed that I have in the other van, the normal one, and now here's my mattress in here. It's not the same one I use. I pulled this one out of the garage. It's a full-size one. It's also a foam one. Got a heated blanket with power bank in there, 20,000 milliamps. So runs off of a battery, and it recharges as well. So got two blankets, and one of them is heated, so battery powered. Let's go. It's what time is it? 7:59. Let's see how. 7:59. 8 p.m. I still got to fill up over here in Cheney because it's a cheaper place than going who knows where out there. And we're on the way. Man, this van feels weird versus mine. Mine, I use sit up on top, so much higher. But hey, it is what it is. The load's got to get there, and I'm gonna get it there. So I'm just blessed that I made it all the way up in the driveway, because I was driving home, and I didn't tell you guys, but I was driving home, and guess what? I was already driving without lights. My voltage was like 9.3 when I pulled in the driveway. 9.3. So gonna be kind of loud in here because I only put really insulation up on the roof, nowhere else. Everything else has got bare walls and all that. No curtains, no divider of any kind or anything. So, you know, it's gonna be one of those. But I've got some AirPods that block out the background noise, so we'll just use those. Main thing is I didn't get towed anywhere. I didn't have to go to a shop. I am... Seriously? Okay. Come on, guys. Either let me go or go faster. These people. Main thing is I didn't have to go get towed. Didn't have to do anything, you know. Didn't have to go to a shop or anything like that. So I'm blessed for that. And did call O'Reilly already, and my alternator will be there at 10 a.m. here in Cheney, so I'll be picking it up tomorrow after I get home. The old one I replaced, what, summer, not last summer, but the other summer, a year and a half ago. It comes with a lifetime warranty, so free replacement. kind of nice in a way, but you know, still should have lasted longer than a year and a half. Come on. But the OEM ones are like $800 something, and this one was like three and some change, like either $325 or somewhere around there. That's why they only last, you know, a tenth probably of its life of the normal one. Here's also your difference in fuel. At state line, Idaho and Washington on the border, just, you know, 30 miles from here, not even 30 miles, it was $2.99. Here it's $3.73 if you pay with the card, or $3.63 if you pay with cash. So 73 cents more than at state line per gallon. Can you guys believe that? On the way back I did fill out the Sprinter, so that one's done, but I barely made it home. Like I said, man, I was without lights coming in the driveway. And a while ago, I don't know how many years it was, the silver van I used to use, that's the one I started YouTube with, that one I had the same problem. Alternator went bad in that one too, and I was coming in the driveway and didn't even make it all the way up in my driveway, so had to tow myself up my driveway with the tractor. So this ain't my first rodeo replacing alternators. I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but hey, you know, it's one of those things where metal's gonna break at some point. It just kind of depends when. Never know when. Good morning. I think this episode went along. It's gonna be a long one probably. I don't know. Maybe I'll cut some stuff out. Maybe I'll leave it all in. I bet you guys are itching to know where I slept in this van, how it went, and all that. I'm just fortunate to have, the truth is, I'm just fortunate to have only one piece, because if I had more, then I would have to just, you know, some might say, should have rented a hotel room. No, because that would have been money out of my pocket, and I don't want to give it to somebody just to, you know, sleep on somebody else's bed. I would have just left, you know, like somewhere around 2 a.m. or something like that, just to make it here as needed, or 3 a.m., whatever, you know, the case is. If you're itching to know and see what it was like, I'll show you. Let's go see. I just got emptied out. This is the van, just so you guys know. Nothing big. It's only like 120 something inches of cargo space. So I did have a mattress sitting in my garage. It's a foam one, doesn't weigh much, doesn't have any springs in it, but it's really, really comfortable. That's why I've kept it for, I don't know, kept it for at least 8 years. I've had it. It's just a good one to throw on the floor if somebody comes over, you know, for kids and all that. So yeah, we use that here and there for like sleepovers. But this is it. The freight was sitting right here. It was just a blue case, and I slept right there. Heated blanket. That one lasted 5 hours. Not bad on a 2,000 or 20,000 milliamp battery. At first it was on the low for like about an hour, and then I got cold and I turned it on the medium heat, and it was great. So I'll leave you guys the link in the description for that blanket if you guys want to pick one up for somebody that you. It works great for really any female that gets cold that uses blankets. I mean, you go have campfires, camping, really anything. It's awesome. Like the best thing you can give to somebody, honestly. I think this is an Expediter too, right here. Maybe even waiting to get unloaded over there. Maybe they don't even know that they can, you know, unload them earlier. But that's it. This one's delivered. I'm not waiting for anything here. I'm good. I'm just gonna turn around and go home. I don't like, this van is really small, so I mean, you never know. I've picked up little tiny things before, but I'm not even gonna wait. It is the best time for a load, Thursday, and tomorrow's Friday, so 2 days out of the week. Two best days are Thursdays and Fridays. some guys turn around and go home thinking that it's the end of the week and it's going to get slow, but no. End of the week is when end of the week, why it's the best is because throughout the whole week they've been holding on to things that needed to get shipped. They've been looking for the best price, trying to, Jew everybody out of, paying a decent rate. And this is not always the case, but it is the case on some shipments that weren't hot. But then at the end of the week, everything needs to be moving and everything needs to be delivered by Monday. So they have no choice but to actually pay decent rates, and there's decent mileage loads and everything else at the end of the week, because everybody's already, from Monday through Thursday, everybody's already, left for whatever rates they could have gotten things for. And yes, every day there's a new driver coming up and all that kind of stuff. Every day, daily, there are, drivers come and go, obviously. Come to a location, leave a location, and all that kind of stuff. But it's still two of the best days out of the week. Monday's the toughest day to get a load, just because a lot of the people that haven't left, that haven't got loaded on Friday, they're desperate on a Monday because they sat around and they tell their dispatch, hey, by any means, I don't care how, get me a load, I need to get out. I don't care for what price. I've been sitting here since Friday. And they count the weekend days, but honestly, guys, don't count the weekend days, because 90% of the businesses that deal with freight or incoming freight or outgoing freight like that, like warehouses, they're closed. You're not doing a reefer. You're not in a reefer to where you're, delivering to food distribution centers. Everything else, or dry goods, even distribution centers in a semi-truck, yeah, that's different. We do expedited freights to a lot of different companies. Yes, sometimes it is direct and nonstop, and it's open because they need it and all that kind of. Good morning. I think this episode went along. It's going to be a long one, probably. I don't know. Maybe I'll cut some stuff out. Maybe I'll leave it all in. I bet you guys are itching to know where I slept in this van, how it went, and all that. I'm just fortunate to have, the truth is, I'm just fortunate to have only one piece, because if I had more, then I would have to just, some might say, should have rented a hotel room. No, because that would have been money out of my pocket, and I don't want to give it to somebody just to, sleep on somebody else's bed. I would have just left, like somewhere around 2 a.m. or something like that, just to make it here as needed, or 3 a.m., whatever, the case is. If you're itching to know and see what it was like, I'll show you. Let's go see. I just got emptied out. This is the van, just so you guys know. Nothing big. It's only like 120 something inches of cargo space. So I did have a mattress sitting in my garage. It's a foam one, doesn't weigh much, doesn't have any springs in it, but it's really, really comfortable. That's why I've kept it for, I don't know, kept it for at least 8 years. I've had it. Just a good one to throw on the floor if somebody comes over, for kids and all that. So yeah, we use that here and there for like sleepovers. But this is it. The freight was sitting right here. It was just a blue case, and I slept right there. Heated blanket. That one lasted 5 hours. Not bad on a 2,000 or 20,000 milliamp battery. At first, it was on the low for like about an hour, and then I got cold and I turned it on the medium heat, and it was great. So I'll leave you guys the link in the description for that blanket if you guys want to pick one up for somebody that you. It works great for really any female that gets cold that uses blankets. I mean, you go have campfires, camping, really anything. It's awesome. Like the best thing you can give to somebody, honestly. I think this is an expediter too, right here. Maybe even waiting to get unloaded over there. Maybe they don't even know that they can, unload them earlier. But that's it. This one's delivered. I'm not waiting for anything here. I'm good. I'm just gonna turn around and go home. I don't like, this van is really small, so I mean, you never know. I've picked up little tiny things before, but I'm not even gonna wait. It is the best time for a load, Thursday, and tomorrow's Friday, so 2 days out of the week. Two best days are Thursdays and Fridays. Some guys turn around and go home thinking that it's the end of the week and it's gonna get slow, but no. End of the week is when end of the week, why it's the best is because throughout the whole week they've been holding on to things that needed to get shipped. They've been looking for the best price, trying to, you know, Jew everybody out of, you know, paying a decent rate. And this is not always the case, but it is the case on some shipments that weren't hot. But then at the end of the week, everything needs to be moving and everything needs to be delivered by Monday. So they have no choice but to actually pay decent rates, and there's decent mileage loads and everything else at the end of the week, because everybody's already, from Monday through Thursday, everybody's already, you know, left for whatever rates they could have gotten things for. And yes, every day there's a new driver coming up and all that kind of stuff. Every day, daily, there are, you know, drivers come and go, obviously. Come to a location, leave a location, and all that kind of stuff. But it's still two of the best days out of the week. Monday's the toughest day to get a load, just because a lot of the people that haven't left, that haven't got loaded on Friday, they're desperate on a Monday because they sat around and they tell their dispatch, hey, by any means, I don't care how, get me a load, I need to get out. I don't care for what price. I've been sitting here since Friday. And they count the weekend days, but honestly, guys, don't count the weekend days, because 90% of the businesses that deal with freight or incoming freight or outgoing freight like that, you know, like warehouses, they're closed. You're not, you know, you're not doing a reefer. You're not in a reefer to where you're, you know, delivering to food distribution centers. Everything else, or dry goods, even distribution centers in a semi truck, yeah, that's different. We do expedited freights to a lot of different companies. Yes, sometimes it is direct and nonstop, and it's open because they need it and all that kind of stuff. But after COVID, trust me, after COVID, so many businesses just stopped working, you know, 24/7. During COVID, they learned that they can shut down early, that nobody cares. It's better for them that way. They don't have to be out of pocket for paying, you know, hours and overtime and all that kind of stuff. So people learned, and a lot of businesses never came back to 24 hours a day either. So that's just my understanding and my look of, you know, perspective on things, from not just from the driver's seat. You know, a lot of people think they know the back ends and how things go just because of, you know, they're driving. They're a driver. They know everything. Well, I'm the kind of guy that knows on the inside, dealing with brokers customers and things like that too. So mostly we don't deal with brokers customers, but sometimes they do, you know, call us. Sometimes we have to speak to shippers and receivers through drivers' phones if they don't, you know, if they have issues shipping or receiving things. So yes. I got unloaded at 7, just a bit after 7. Well, it's already 7:25, so I got empty at 7:15, which is nice. Gives me a little bit more time to get out of here versus waiting till 8 o'clock. I'm not saying come here and, you know, push them to unload you at 7. Maybe sometimes they can, maybe sometimes they can't. I did ask them. I'm like, hey, you want me to wait till 8, or are you guys able to empty me out a little earlier? They said, yeah, give us a little bit of time. We got to open up and, you know, unplug the forklift and all that kind of stuff and get ready to receive it from you. So if you guys haven't subscribed yet, do so. This load, I'm very, very fortunate that I happened to make it all the way in my driveway with a bad alternator, no lights at night, drove right in there under it was 9.3 volts is what I had left. And as soon as I took the ground off the battery, boom, the vehicle died. That's another way of knowing and telling that your alternator is bad, because if it's a good one, then it should still produce enough power for the vehicle to be running. If you take the ground off and it shuts off, boom, they're done. But with the new vehicles, I'm not sure. Like newer ones, like 2015, 17, 18, 19 and up, I'm not 100% sure. Same thing with like German cars or whatever other cars. Not sure. Dirty van. My son uses this for concrete work. That's what he does. And this thing is just, yeah, he said he cleaned it. Maybe he cleaned it out, like, you know, threw away his, you know, garbage out of here or whatever, you know, cups and plates and whatever else. But yeah, I don't have any kind of a setup here. Hung my coat right there. Threw some water bottles here because there's really, you know what I mean, there's no room for much here. So he's got some monies here. Look at all this. Dollar bills and fives. Bunch of fuel receipts of his. More money. Oh, my TSA card. I took that with me just in case. And there is a second set of keys in here. I asked him yesterday. I'm like, you got a set of keys in there? He's like, no, they're inside. Well, there's a second set. God bless you guys. Take care. If you haven't subscribed yet, I would appreciate it if you do. That's a big help for me. Throw a like under the video if you like it. Throw a dislike if you don't dislike it. And if you guys want me to talk about something that I normally don't talk about or answer some questions, do that. And maybe we'll do like a 5-minute clip of, you know, answering your guys' questions. Take care. So this van gasser, it's the 5.3, I think, or something like that. It's the V8. I don't know what's in there. I think 5.3 liter. This V8 is getting 14.5 miles per gallon, which sucks compared to a diesel van. Diesel, I'm getting a good average of 20 miles per gallon on mine. I don't know how you guys drive those gassers. I mean, unless that Ford EcoBoost is doing the job. Otherwise, if you're getting 14 in a ProMaster, that's, you know, you're losing quite a bit versus a Sprinter. Yes, I know diesel's a little bit more, but it's not that much more, and it's not as far as price per gallon, it's not more, so it doesn't justify, you know what I mean, that gas model to be able to get with such a low MPG for just a little smaller rate, you know, per gallon on the fuel. So yeah, don't get me wrong. Hey, I'm thankful that, you know, I didn't have to, you know, give this away to somebody else or find a recovery vehicle or any of that kind of stuff. Yes, we got it taken care of on our end. You know, did everything we could, got it there on time and everything else, so without any kind of issues. But you guys got to understand, you know, fuel costs a lot already, and if you're, you know, gonna start this business and do this thing in a vehicle that's doesn't get good miles per gallon MPG, a lot of your profits are just going to fly out right out that exhaust tube, because you know that's, you put it in one end, it comes out of the other end, but you better get something decent, you know, in between. And the diesel model Sprinters, they're the ones that actually get a decent miles per gallon, and it's a huge van compared to this thing. This thing is tiny. It's such a small van that it's not a high roof, not as long at all, or any of that kind of stuff. So it's incredible, you know, what the difference is. It's a big difference. It's huge. Just think about it, you know. I'm getting 5.5 more miles every gallon. So if the vehicle's like, you know, regularly 24 gallons times 5.5, that's a lot further you get in that versus this. Just something to think about if you guys are going to start out and get a gas model vehicle, or if you're already driving in like a Ford Econoline or a Chevy. If they, you know, whoever you work with permit that, you know, they don't care about what kind of vehicle you use. The MPG is just, it's a killer if you're, you know, if you're only getting this many miles per gallon.